Hi, thank you for coming to Medfit Staffing's facility training. I'm going to go over a little bit about what you'll see when you log into our system and try to schedule or cancel or confirm a shift. First, you'll come up when you go to our URL, which is medfitstaffing.blueskymss.com. When you go to that, that's our link. It'll be sent to you. You're going to use your login information that you were provided, which is your email address as a facility contact. And then you should have been given by your account manager a temporary password. When you log into that for the first time, you'll be asked to change that. And if it doesn't, please go in there and do that because it's a very generic one. So what we're going to do is we're going to log in. And the first thing that you'll see when you log in is the facility profile. This is all the information that we got from you regarding your facility. Anything in white you can edit, although I don't think it'll let you edit the facility name, but everything usually grayed out here are things you can't edit. But if you see things that are incorrect in here, please let your account manager know immediately so he or she can make those necessary changes. Down here at the bottom, just real quick, are the credentials that you require. Over here are all the different credentials we collect on our staff. And on the right are the things that your facility specifically requires. So if you see things in here that are things you don't require or don't need, please let the account manager know and we can make those changes. Just a real quick synopsis of what all these menu items are on the left side. The next tab is the corporate tab. If you are a corporate facility owned by something larger, this is where that information will be. But if you are a one facility, then there'll probably just be your information in here. Contacts will be everybody that we will need to speak to at your facility that has access to the system, or those who have access maybe to the invoicing or to check shifts, or someone who can sign timesheets, sorry, or perhaps maybe it's somebody who we would talk to on a unit if we have a cancellation or you need to cancel, that sort of thing. So you can add these. You have access to this to add. If you don't, please let us know and we'll make sure we give you access to that to be able to create a new contact. But your contact should be in here. If you need other ones, please let us know. Now, just so you know, every contact in here doesn't have to have access to come in on the system and change shifts. So usually it's the scheduler, maybe the administrator or the director of nursing that would have access to be able to do anything with shifts. So that's up to you. You let us know who you want to have access to that. Next is the contracts. This is typically where your contract will be saved that we signed with your facility. Shifts think of this as your default region of what will default. This will save you a lot of time when you go add new open shifts, so you don't have to type these times in all the time. So this is what we've put in for your facility when you go see yours. If it's different than that, let your account manager know so he or she can fix that, because this does save a lot of time when you go and enter new openings. The rates are typically what your bill rate is. And if it looks wrong or incorrect, please let us know. Orientation rules. These are what we pay or bill for orientation time. Sometimes if there's something special where we may split it with you or something, that will be notated in here. But most of you, it will show zeros because we pay and bill for whatever your orientation requirements are. Bill and pay rules. This just goes over what the rules for your facility are for overtime, which is typically pretty standard, what your holidays are, or what holidays we're using for your facility, that sort of thing. If it looks off, it doesn't look right, please let, again, your account manager know so we can correct those. And these two things are pretty much for invoicing in the background, which likely you won't have a need for. The next one is units. These are all the units. This is super important when it comes to invoicing, payroll, which units the things will be billed to, or invoices will be what will be put on the invoice. So if you could please make sure you're adding any units. So if you have halls or units or certain specialty wings, things like that, if you could make sure these are correct that we have in the system. This is a test facility here, so these ones won't make sense. All of yours will be different. So just make sure they're accurate, and we've allowed you to be able to add a new unit. When you click new unit, it'll allow you, usually, which I see now it's not there, but these will be white. And you'll be able to add some information specifically on that unit. Again, the units area on the left side does break down into several different areas. You will have contacts for those units. You will have, it has its own unit calendar that you can look at too when scheduling shifts. But typically you're really only going to use this, and it's very likely this area may not be visible by you. So please disregard. You will at least be able to see which units you currently have for your area. And if those are different, or if you need to add some and you can't, please let your account manager know. The next one is facility calendar. This is where you're going to be working the most. You're going to either be working in the facility calendar or the scheduling, and we'll be going over that in a minute. You can do the same things in either pretty much. It just looks a little different. The facility calendar is nice because you can see it as a calendar view. Right up here in the top left is a calendar filter where you can go look at specific days or months or units, degrees, which is, think of that as what the discipline is, RN, LPN, CNA, Med Aid, that sort of thing. So you can choose those from the list here, what you want to look at, what specialty you want to look at. By the way, it won't pick the specialty until you pick the until you pick the type of degree. Once you do that, then you're going to have options here for what type of specialty. After that, here on the right side, this is what you're going to be using to add a new shift into the system. This saves you time, and I recommend you always use this first when you're adding a new shift. Everything with an asterisk are those fields that are required to add a new shift. So a unit, pick which one, which degree, is it RN, LPN, CNA? Specialty, is it your Alzheimer's memory floor? Is it just a general certified nursing assistant? Or does it need to be someone who specializes in geriatrics or med surg or something like that? Rehab, we have all those there. Just remember when you break down the specialty, it will match for us according to what people we have available in your area, according to the specialties that they have listed. So if you're not picky about having somebody that has specific experience in geriatrics or hospice, then you can just put CNA and it will match with all of those. Shift type, of course, that's days, evenings, nights for 8-hour shifts. And then we have days and nights, 12-hour shifts. If you have an odd shift, that's like there's some facilities who have a 4-hour shift that might be from like 7 to 11 in the morning, you would choose other, and it's going to make you choose a time when you go in here and add them to the calendar. So I'm going to choose days for this example. And so we have our shift set up here, and we're going to add the shift on whichever day we're going to start this on. So let's say we want to add a CNA shift on the 25th. So I'm going to click here on new shift on the 25th, and it's going to bring up another calendar. And this is where the magic happens. Now, I wish I could tell you, you could put all your needs right here in this calendar, CNAs, RNs, LPNs, everything you have in one sitting here, but you can't. So, but what we can put is however many CNAs for the 6 to 2:30 shift throughout the whole month if we want to. So we can go ahead and add this one on the 25th. We already added it back in here. So that one's there. If we needed 2, you just change the amount right here to 2. Then you just click on whichever day you need them on. And you can change the amount of them that you need or whatever else you may, or whichever you want to do. What you don't want to do is use this area to modify your times, because think of this, this is your modification screen. So if you, once you've added the shifts, the shifts for days shift, which is what we chose for CNA, and you chose them for all the days you need them for, you go okay. And then you scroll down. Think every time you do something in a screen, make sure you save it. So hit save. It's going to tell you you're attempting to create multiple shifts. As a result, these shifts will be automatically created as separate shifts. Do you want to proceed? And yes. So now that I've done that, it says success, you've created them. Now it's going to come up and say, hey, let's notify somebody at Medfit Staffing. Who do you want to notify? Who's your account manager? If it's me or Nick or just a general supervisor, you can go ahead and click any of these. There might be more added here as well. For in your case, you may have a different account manager. Whoever's involved in your credentialing, your HR, your account management, those are the people that will be up here for you. And then you can leave comments. You have to pick at least one of them and hit send. And now that's going to send a notification to that person, letting them know that, hey, I just added some shifts. Once you do that, you can go ahead and add different shifts now. Let me go back to the list because I want to show you. I hit back to list and I'll show you that those shifts have all been added now, just like that. And you can continue to do that up here. Next, you'll want to go to maybe a different hall. You choose a different degree. You choose the specialty that you want that person to be. What shift is it? Let's say it's evenings, and pick the day that you want to put it on. I'm going to go through it real quick to show you how quick it actually can be. We want an LPN for evening shifts on this day too. And I need 2 for this day. And you hit okay. It's going to come up and tell me, hey, do you want to create separate shifts? Or maybe it won't. It didn't. So I'm going to say save. Okay, here it is. You're attempting to create different separate shifts. Do you want to proceed? Yes, I do. It says, okay, you've done it. Who do you want to send your notice to? I want to send it to that person. Hit send. And then that's it. So go back to the list. And if you have more shifts you want to add, you would again just do that again for the next specialty or next unit. You just want to you can do multiple in a row, but you want to use this. So you can only use one thing at a time, one unit, one degree, one specialty, but you can do multiple days. I hope that makes sense. If you need a walkthrough of this again, please reach out to your account manager. They'll be happy to walk you through or do a screen share with you. Now, let me tell you also what you will do if you need to cancel one of these. First of all, let me bring your attention to these different colors. So right now you can do the color coding either by status or shift type. So right now it's at status, and here's the legend for that. So red means canceled. Green we see on here a lot, non-assigned. So nobody's assigned yet. I see this maroon colored one. That's assigned and unconfirmed. So what that means is that when you come in and see that, that means somebody picked up your shift. You just haven't confirmed it yet. So I can see here, this person here picked up that shift. Let's click in that shift. And let's confirm that. Here's the person. Yeah, I'll take that person. I know them. They're a great CNA. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that shift. And it says you're confirming it on this time. You say, okay, and I hit save. And it says what it's doing right now. Remember, this is a test facility and a test employee. So this person doesn't have all their documents added, but this is a really nice feature. If you go to confirm it and it tells you, hey, this caregiver doesn't have everything that your facility requires. Here's the things they're missing. And if that's okay, because it's something that's not required, you would say, okay. If it's not, I would go ahead and cancel out of this and or hit the back arrow and say no, or hit okay if it doesn't allow you to, and then cancel it. So I would say, okay, here, save, oh, back to list. So it is not going to let me go out of it. Okay, incomplete documents, so it will not let you assign them. So typically, this is a good, actually really good for training. So it actually won't let you assign them if they have things that your facility has as required. And that person was booked, which is really good safeguard for you guys. So typically, I want to tell you though, it would say it would be okay because we're not going to book anybody that can't go there, and you would hit save and it's going to be on your calendar. So for right now, I'm going to cancel out of this one. But that's how you would confirm that person. And then once that person's confirmed, that color is going to turn to blue, like right here. Here, the same person is scheduled here. As you can see, that one was confirmed. So those were good, some good testers there. Let's just say you also need to cancel one of these shifts. There's too many on this day. You have to see an CNA pick up that shift, so you want to cancel it. So you can do it one of two ways. I'm going to show you both ways. You can click in here, scroll down to the bottom, push cancel by facility. It's going to ask you why. Who's canceling it, first of all, and how many hours before the shift did you cancel it? It's asking you that because it wants to make sure it wasn't no later than 2 hours or whatever your contract or agreement says that you need to cancel by. So you would put the amount of hours. Usually there'll be reasons in here on reasons why you canceled, and those probably need to be loaded into that particular client system. But if there's not, or you want to list additional comment, you would say in-house picked it up. Or you can simply just put filled. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you put. We just like to see something for so we know why. Okay, then you would hit save. And who do you want to always make sure you're notifying your account manager. And then you go back, and now that shift is red now because you canceled it. Okay. So that's sort of how that works on canceling, confirming, and adding a shift. And I want to show you real quick because we ran into that where this one didn't, it showed that there was not enough credentials. There was credentials missing. Just a little overview of that. That's up here in your general tab, I believe. Yes. In the general tab under credentialing, if there are items in here that you saw that person, it said they didn't have it, and so it wouldn't let you schedule them, and you see it's in that list and you don't actually need it, it's not required, it's just a preference, please let your account manager know so they can take that off and take it off the not required so that we can go ahead and send those people over to you. The only other thing I want to talk about is the second way to schedule, because what we went through is your facility calendar that's specific to you. You can also, which is specific to you, go to scheduling shifts. And this is the same thing. It does the same thing. It just looks different. It kind of is an easier way to see it if you want to see it in a list view rather than a calendar view. It's also a nice visual to see which shifts you've confirmed, canceled, or not confirmed. So this is the check mark here means that this shift has been confirmed by the facility. And you can also notify people via email regarding this shift. There's all kinds of different things you can do. You can cancel it. Let's say you decide on this shift on the 24th for days for CNA, you got that filled. You go here and you click this select button on the right for that shift. Up here, there's some choices. There's a cancel shift. You can cancel it right here. You can confirm a shift on here, or you can open it in the shifts calendar so you can modify it. Okay. So if you want to cancel it, you just hit cancel. It's going to say again, why do you want to cancel it? Usually there'll be some options here for you to choose from. Filled by in-house. Okay, something like that. And say okay. Oh, you have to put how many hours before the shift you canceled. As long as it's more than 4, you're good. Most facilities are 2, some are 4. So as long as it's one of those, you can put any amount of hours you want. It's just looking for those magic numbers according to the contract. So now that shift is canceled. Let's just say I want to confirm one. Let's say this person here, this is the person we booked on this shift and you want to confirm it. You can go and select that shift here and you can hit confirmed, and let's see if it lets us this time. Say okay. Now it's confirmed that shift. So we'll get notified on our end here at Medfit Staffing that you've confirmed the shift, you know they're scheduled, and they're good to go. So we will likely, just so you know, even though you've confirmed them here, and maybe it's a day ahead of time, maybe it's a week, maybe it's 3 weeks ahead of time when it's actually scheduled, you can go ahead and confirm it. We will be calling probably about 2 to 4 hours before the start of the shift, just to confirm that everything's still good to go, and confirm with the our professional as well. This helps us reduce any miscommunications, no calls, no shows, that sort of thing. So be expecting that as well before shift time starts. Let's see, what else do I want to show you? I also want to show you reports. You can pull reports as far as what your facility has done. Maybe it's how many hours you need to pull that, how many hours we've done for you, how many shifts were filled, that sort of thing, scheduled shifts, fill rate. You can pull those sort of reports that are sometimes helpful as well. And the last thing is the bulletin board. The bulletin board, there's some instructions in there. We will try to actually add some more in here for you as we go along and build the system even more so. We'll try to add some more, but there's some basic scheduling instructions in here for you. And as well as our company policies and onboarding, it's sometimes helpful to see what we're kind of teaching them and showing them, but it's available for you to see as well. I think that is it. If you have any questions, please reach out to your account manager and they will be glad to help you. Otherwise, know that this is a new system to us too. We're kind of learning as we go as well. It's also a very big system. There's lots of different areas, lots of permissions. So if there's something you'd like to do and you can't see it or you can't change it and you'd like to, please let us know, because we can go in and kind of change the permissions a little bit and that sort of thing, and make sure that this is going to be a system that works best for you and us as well. So please reach out to us and let us know. And I'm sure there'll be more updates and more training added as we learn more, as well as you guys. So again, thank you very much for using Medfit Staffing, and we hope you were able to fill all of your open needs with great quality professionals. Thank you very much. We hope you have a wonderful day.